Hello everyone, and welcome to the first of my monthly marketing trainings. Today I'm going to go over how to get started using social media. I've got a pretty full agenda for you all today. I'm first going to define social media to you, go over its history, and give you the characteristics of social networks. We'll then discuss how social media can help your business, and next I'll talk about today's major social networks and walk you through creating a social media marketing strategy. Then I'll finish up with some best practices, resources, and finally a brief review of everything. It's going to be a lot of information, but it should be fun and get you well on your way to being a social media master. So let's get started. First, let's talk about social networks and how we got to where we are today. So the textbook definition of social media is websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. The two main points to take away from this definition is that social media is about conversations and networking. In fact, the idea of networking and creating conversation is built into the roots of social networks in more than one way. Networking conversations are the roots that feed the social media tree of life. If you don't have healthy roots, the tree won't grow. It's also in the roots from a historical standpoint. The story of social media starts in 1997 with the launch of the social network 6 Degrees. It was named after the 6 degrees of separation concept and allowed users to list friends, family members, and acquaintances. Anyone who wasn't already on the site could be invited to join. Users could send messages and post bulletin board items to people in their first, second, and third degrees and see their connection to any other user on the site. It was one of the first manifestations of social networking websites in the format now seen today. At the turn of the millennium, the world was introduced to LiveJournal, the first popular website for blogging, and to Pandora, which offered internet users music tailored to their interests and preferences. New social media in 2001 was still about helping internet users find and share content. Stumbleupon and Technorati helped achieve this goal. It took 5 years before another major social network emerged, and that was Friendster in 2002. Friendster replaced 6 Degrees, which was shut down in 2001. Friendster originally allowed users to contact other members, maintain those contacts, and share online content and media with those contacts. It was also used for dating and discovering new events, bands, and hobbies. Users could share videos, photos, messages, and comments with other members via their profile and their network. Because of the huge popularity of the future Facebook, Friendster has since undergone a redesign and now serves as a social gaming site. 2002 was the first time Pandora's user base was challenged as Last.fm was launched. Social networks really started to take off in 2003 with the launch of LinkedIn, Hi5, and Myspace. Delicious also emerged as a way to share content across the web. Digg was launched in 2004 as another way of sharing blogs across the web. We also saw Flickr, a network for sharing photos, and Vimeo, a site for watching online videos. Two traditional social networks were also launched, Orkut and of course Facebook. Unlike other social networks, Facebook initially was only available to college students, greatly increasing the desire to be a part of it and ultimately pushing its popularity. YouTube launched in 2005 and is now one of the most visited sites on the internet. 2005 also introduced us to the online forum Reddit, which continues to prove that social networks don't have to be fancy, and Bebo, a social site similar to Facebook that was even named the best social network in 2006. Bebo has since completely revamped to a company that comes up with fun mobile social apps. 2006 saw the launch of Spotify, which managed to take a lot of the users from Pandora who were fed up with having to listen to so many commercials. The world was also introduced to Twitter, which allowed people across the globe to connect in real time without filters. In 2007, FriendFeed was launched, capturing some of the market that Facebook had dominated. We also saw the launch of Tumblr, which works as a visual blog. You can share anything across the web that you like. 2008 was kind of a down year in terms of social networks. Maybe it was related to the economy, I'm not sure. The major players of the year were Yammer, which is a social network that helps companies collaborate across departments, Myspace, which was a blogging platform that was eventually purchased by Twitter, and Songkick emerged as a way for people to track their favorite music artists. In 2009, Foursquare took advantage of the growing mobile market, letting users check in to wherever they were at the time and seeing friends that were nearby. Vivo emerged as a competitor to YouTube, Hulu, and Netflix, and Chatroulette let people connect to random people around the world. 2010 saw the launch of two major networks that have really made other social networks think about their designs. Pinterest and Instagram are image-heavy networks. Most of us are visual people, and these networks capitalized on that, making images on the networks larger than previously seen before. Pinterest itself saw one of the largest user growths ever, going from just under 5 million people in November of 2011 to 17.8 million 3 months later in February of 2012. Google finally got on board in 2011 with its social network Google+. We also saw Mobly, which works as a competitor to Instagram and Vine. Most interestingly, though, was the Pottermore network. This social network is built around and tailored to fans of the Harry Potter series. This is significant because while sites like Facebook and Twitter were about connecting everyone around the world, Pottermore limits itself to a specific group of people. In 2012, we saw the return of networks aimed at sharing articles and knowledge with Medium and Quora. Combining that principle with that of the forum type of Reddit is Branch. The discussion board is backed by some major names from the Silicon Valley and is quickly gaining users. Where we are headed from here is a little foggy. Most recently, we've seen more networks built around specific interests. Sport Lobster, for example, is a network for all things sports. You can connect with fellow fans of your favorite sports teams. Nextdoor is a way to connect with the people that live near you with the idea of building stronger and safer neighborhoods. I also think we're going to start seeing more networks centered around crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is a collection of finance from backers to fund an initiative. Kickstarter and Impossible are two of these types of networks. Despite the constant evolving of social networks, there are some characteristics that appear across the board. Before social networks like Facebook or Myspace became the norm, websites were based on content that was updated by one user and read by internet visitors. The flow of information was in a single direction, and the direction of future updates was determined by the webmaster or the writer. Online social networks, on the other hand, are built and directed by the users themselves. Without the users, the network would be an empty room. Users populate the network with conversations and content. The direction of that content is determined by anyone who takes part in the discussion. This is what makes social networks so much more exciting and dynamic for internet users. There's that word again. They're conversational. Whereas traditional media is about broadcast or content transmitted or distributed to an audience, social media is better seen as a two-way conversation. Another characteristic of modern social networks is the fact that they are so interactive. This means that a social network is not just a collection of chat rooms and forums anymore. Websites like Facebook are filled with network-based gaming applications where you can play poker together or challenge a friend to a chess tournament. Social networks are quickly becoming a pastime that more people are choosing over television because it's just more entertainment. It's a way to connect and have fun with friends. Social networks are built and thrive from community concepts. This means that just like communities or social groups around the world are founded on the fact that members hold common beliefs or hobbies, social networks are based on the same principle. Within most modern online social networks today, you'll find sub-communities of people who share commonalities, such as alumni of a particular high school or an animal welfare group. Not only can you discover new friends within these interest-based communities, but you can also reconnect with old friends that you lost contact with many years ago. Another unique characteristic of social networks is the emotional factor. While websites of the past were focused primarily on providing information to a visitor, the social network actually provides users with emotional security in a sense that no matter what happens, their friends are within easy reach. Whether suffering through a breakup or any other family crisis, people are finding that the ability to jump online and communicate directly with a circle of friends provides a great deal of support in an otherwise unmanageable situation. Unlike the websites of the past, social networks thrive on relationships. The more relationships that you have within the network, the more established you are towards the center of that network. When you have just 20 contacts and you publish a note or update on that page, that content proliferates out across a network of contacts and subcontacts that's much larger than you may realize. So, how can you as a business take advantage of these free social networks with all of these people and all of these relationships? I'm glad you asked. Let's talk about the benefits of social media marketing. First up, earning brand awareness. Here's what's known as the social media funnel. At the top, in the largest part of the funnel, are all of the people across the world that are on a particular social network. The next level are your friends and fans. Next are subscribers, or the people who don't just follow you on social media, but might also receive your emails and read your blog. Next are the active followers, or people who take action on your social network, leaving comments, sharing, etc. This person will eventually find themselves at the point where they need help. When they reach out to you, this makes them a lead. After their purchase, they become a customer, and the last part of the funnel is potentially the most important. Advocates are the people who not only purchased from you, but will promote you and your business. They're important because they have a big effect on your social media funnel. As they start to brag about the awesome experience they had with you, your funnel starts to look like this. And then this, and then this. I think you get the idea. Converting the general public to brand advocates is just one of the major benefits of social media marketing. USA Benefits Group tells you over and over again that referrals are the best kinds of leads. This is the same idea, only in a different arena. So actually, the social media funnel has three major benefits. People become more aware of your brand or business. The people that become interested in your brand then become leads, and those leads become new clients. This goes without saying, but the more repeat customers you have, the more profitable you become. Social networks are a pretty good return on investment if you ask me. Most of them only require some of your time. You don't have to spend a dime to gain new leads and clients. What's great about social media is that the benefits don't stop after you sign a new client. Social media helps you stay connected with your current clients by fostering a community for faster communication. Your clients will appreciate getting a quick answer to their questions, and you won't have to block out time of your day for a full meeting, leaving that time slot open for you to do business. Another side effect of answering clients via social media is that it builds your authority within the industry. Other followers of your page see how you helped another person and start to buy into your brand. Buyers still expect top-tier customer service even though they're not meeting you face-to-face. If you show shoppers that you take care of your current clients, they'll become more likely to purchase from you. Additionally, building your authority across the web will help you network with other industry professionals, which can open up your potential client market even further. And the last major benefit I have for you is that the more your reputation improves on social media, the better kickback you'll get from Google and other search engines. The goal of search engines is to get their users the information they're searching for. The more relevant you are and the better reputation you have will help push your website up the search engine rankings. Now that you understand the impact social media can have on your business, let's briefly go over how to capitalize on each network's unique capabilities. Before you even get started on social media, you need to understand that not all social networks are created equal. Each network has its own unique qualities that attract certain audiences, and therefore your content and even what you say should be tailored to each audience. A call to action or a certain image could go viral on Facebook and Twitter and not even get one click through on the other platforms. So let's take a look at each of these 6 major social networks and what types of content does best. First up, Facebook. Facebook is a social utility that connects people with friends and others who work, study, and live around them. There are over 1.26 billion Facebook accounts across the world, and that includes 128 million daily active users just here in the US alone. The largest demographic are 18 to 29-year-olds, and that is pretty much split evenly by gender. The chart to the right shows the growth of users from 2009 through the end of last year. In the blue are the total users, red is mobile users, and green is the number of mobile-only users. As you can see, Facebook continues to grow in size. The main reason you should be on Facebook is just the huge number of people that use the social network. The larger audience allows you to reach more customers and other professionals, and there's a greater chance of your content being shared. Facebook also offers the best ad targeting opportunities of any of the social networks. I'll talk about this in a future training, but you can really narrow down the group of people that you want to see your posts. For example, you could choose only men that are only 65, live in Kansas, love fly fishing, and are using an iPhone. Additionally, Facebook offers a really comprehensive analytics measuring tool called Insights. Facebook Insights gives you a breakdown of the people that like and interact with your business page so you can create better content for your followers. Speaking of content, as far as what to post, really the door is completely open. The largest group of users may be 25 to 34-year-olds, but the 18 to 24 group isn't far behind, and the fastest growing demographic last year was the 45 to 54-year-olds. So you can post about what to do after you graduate college and need health insurance, as well as post about family and life insurance. Be as diverse as your audience. As far as what does best, images and news articles are the most liked and shared types of posts. The growing number of mobile users means you should tailor content to be more mobile friendly, so use only a couple of sentences and let your photo or article do the rest of the talking for you. Finally, Facebook is the perfect place to run fan contests. I talk about people using social networks for entertainment. This is one of those ways. Running caption this contests or giveaways can really boost your followers and engagement. Twitter is a service for friends, family, and coworkers to communicate and stay connected through the exchange of quick, frequent messages. People write short updates, often called tweets, of 140 characters or fewer. These messages are posted to your profile, sent to your followers, and are searchable on Twitter search. Twitter has 255 million monthly active users, and the largest demographic are 15 to 24-year-olds. Like Facebook, gender is pretty even across the board. Despite being around longer than most social networks, Twitter really hasn't changed all that much, and that's a good thing. People really love the simplicity of it. The site has a maximum character limit of 140. This forces people to put their thoughts into one or two concise and to-the-point posts. Twitter is also where we get the hashtag. This is the way that Twitter keeps track of similar conversations. You can click on any hashtag and see who is talking about the same topic. Even though Twitter has less users than Facebook, its users are more active, with half sending at least one tweet every day and an overall 500 million tweets sent collectively every day. Twitter has a huge following on mobile devices, with 78% using it on a phone or a tablet versus a computer. And finally, Twitter doesn't have a feed filter. Followers can see every tweet sent by the people they follow, whereas Facebook has an algorithm to determine which posts display in a person's feed. So as far as what to post, Twitter is the one social network where text sees much larger interaction than videos and photos. Because of the limit on characters, post witty content, and be sure to follow hashtags and join in the conversation. When it comes to hashtags, don't overdo it. Include no more than 3, and you should typically put them at the end of your tweet. Finally, feel free to post often during the day and include links to valuable articles and information in your tweets. LinkedIn is a business-oriented social networking service. It has 187 million monthly active users, most of whom are in the United States. The average group is 35 to 54-year-olds, and it's slightly more popular with men than women. LinkedIn is really pretty similar to Facebook, but it's focused on networking in a business environment. You can connect with other professionals you've worked with, follow companies, and even find and post job listings. Interestingly enough, LinkedIn generates 4 times more traffic to company homepages than Facebook or Twitter. Additionally, where other social networks tend to be more active after the normal 8 to 5 work hours, LinkedIn sees more activity during those hours. LinkedIn also puts more emphasis on groups, so like health insurance professionals or independent sales reps. Because of the groups and business mindset, LinkedIn is a great place to find industry news to write about or share with your own followers. When it comes to content, LinkedIn really helps you build your reputation in your industry. You want to post information and articles about your business and industry, as well as links to your own website and blog. Pinterest is a visual discovery tool that people use to collect ideas for their different projects and interests. People create and share collections called boards of visual bookmarks called pins that they use to do things like plan trips, develop projects, organize events, or save articles and recipes. Just think of Pinterest as your virtual bulletin board. The social network only has 40 million users. However, Pinterest has at least doubled its number of users every year since it took off in 2011. The site is currently dominated by women, and in particular, younger women. What's great about Pinterest is its groundbreaking user interface and design. Prior to the popularity of Pinterest, social networks were mostly built around text or status updates. Pinterest pushed social networks to put images at the forefront of site design. Pinterest is extremely easy to use. Content can be shared or repinned with a single click of your mouse. Pinterest is an easy way for people to organize the things they like. So for example, if you're getting married, you might have a board called Wedding Flowers. You can then pin images of flowers that you like that you find on Pinterest or even anywhere across the web. Because of the simple design and easy to use interface, Pinterest has the most loyal users with 84% of women and 50% of men staying active. Pinterest is also the social network leader when it comes to e-commerce because it's simple to pin the image of a product you like or sell and then have others repin the image to their own boards. Recently, Pinterest has been in the spotlight for its firm stance on censorship and social issues. In fact, if you search for thigh gap on Pinterest, an alert appears at the top of the screen about eating disorders and gives information to a treatment website. As far as what content to post, you should focus on captivating images and infographics. Maybe make one with the steps to sign up for Obamacare. Be sure to pin your blogs, again with captivating images. If you target a specific state or area, make a location board with popular places to go. Try to think of boards that somehow relate to your industry. I have recipes on the screen. This is a perfect example. People interested in health insurance are going to be interested in how to stay healthy, so make a board with healthy recipes. Finally, take advantage of other pins and images that are going viral. The great thing about Pinterest is that you don't have to be all business. In fact, be personal and show off your style and the other things you're interested through your boards and pins. Google is continuously trying to compete with Facebook through its social network, Google+. Unfortunately for them, it's not going really well. Google Plus's large age demographic is the same as Facebook's, the 25 to 34-year-olds, but it's mostly dominated by men, and it has about half the number of monthly active users that Facebook does. Despite all of this, you as a business should still be on Google Plus. For one, the site is rapidly growing thanks to the integration of Google products such as YouTube, Google AdWords, and Google Analytics. This makes it easy from a business standpoint to track all of your data from your website and digital advertising. It also helps to keep your information correct across the internet. Additionally, the more active you are on Google+, the more it helps your website's ranking on the Google search engine. Google+ is also unique for its Hangouts feature, which allows you to have a 10-way phone conversation with your followers. You can even record your sessions to play later. Circles make it easy to group your followers and then share content with only certain audiences. Like LinkedIn, Google Plus has themed communities that you can join or create. And one last characteristic to note is that its users are more tech-savvy and have careers in the engineering and web development fields. You should keep this in mind when you're posting your content. When it comes to content, while Facebook focuses more on interaction of fans, Google Plus focuses more on just the quality and quantity of the content. Make sure your content is related to you and your industry and is something useful that you can use to build your reputation and add SEO value. Pictures and videos tend to do well, and if you like to write, don't be afraid of making longer posts. Finally, post any of your own content you write either on your own blog or on someone else's. This will help build your reputation and boost your SEO value. The 5 networks I just talked about are the ones you should definitely be on, no questions asked. I also wanted to give you a few more if you're looking for a challenge or just something different. First is Instagram, which is a network that is all images all the time. People simply like looking at pictures, and Instagram takes advantage of that. The site is a favorite of teenagers, but that doesn't mean you can't be on it. As far as the strategy, I would post photos of you, clients with permission of course, and maybe the areas you serve. If you have image creating software, make some graphics of health tips. Next is Tumblr, which is a kind of hybrid between Instagram and the traditional blog. Tumblr is also image heavy and helps people find blogs and information sort of like Pinterest but less organized. The big thing with Tumblr is that they're indexed extremely well for search engines and they have GIF capability. If you don't know, a GIF is a short animated graphic that lasts only a few seconds. For content, obviously post your own blogs, and if you're writing them, infographics, industry news, and share things that show off your personality. Both Instagram and Tumblr are more about you as a person than your business. Reddit is an interesting social network in that it's not flashy at all. However, allows you to get information so much faster and from so many more sources than anything in human history. Reddit is a tool that helps others find your content, and you can join conversations to show off your expertise. Reddit has a huge dedicated following and is made up of a ton of subreddits or smaller communities. Post your blogs, industry news, and really jump into the conversations. Stumbleupon is a social media bookmarking site that allows users to like websites and add them to their profile. These websites are then shared with their friends through their profile and by using the Stumble button, which is added to a user's browser toolbar when they sign up. The Stumble button basically sends a user to a random website, usually one previously liked by a friend. Each user fills out a survey of their interests, so there is definitely the potential for your business website to reach a broad and targeted audience. You'll want to share your blogs, website, and any other good industry blogs and websites. Recently rebranded, Myspace works to connect younger people with their favorite musicians and other celebrities. This would be mostly about making connections, but you can also post links. It's also a good place to show off your personality outside of your business. And finally, there's YouTube. I plan on talking about YouTube more in the audio-video training session, but you could at least start becoming familiar with it now. It's one of the largest networks with over 1 billion users. Of course, it helps being a part of Google. Additionally, a large percentage of people use YouTube on their mobile devices. As far as what to post, you could start creating your own instructional and informational videos, and you could start building your industry reputation by posting comments on other videos. Now that you have a brief understanding of the major social networks and how they can benefit you, let's start planning a social media marketing strategy. First, you need to understand how marketing has played a role in the traditional sales funnel. This will help you tie everything together and come up with goals. So here's the traditional sales funnel. At the top stage is what we call attention, or attracting prospects by building awareness. This is typically the goal of most of your traditional forms of marketing or outbound marketing if you watched my Digital Marketing 101 presentation. These methods include TV commercials, radio commercials, telemarketing calls, print ads in magazines and newspapers, and junk mail. These methods interrupted the consumer to get their attention. This area of the funnel is all about generating leads, and right now we consider these consumers suspects. The next step in the sales process is the interest or research area, where the consumer is deciding whether they do or don't need a product. They're gathering more information about the product or service and even their own situation to see if they really do have a need for it. We call this group prospective customers, and from a sales perspective, we move into the lead nurturing phase. The third part is desire. It's when a customer has decided they need the product and now they're shopping around for either the best deal or who can provide them the best customer service. These are your leads. And finally is action. At this point, the consumer knows what they need and you come in and close the deal. Now this person is your customer. Before the internet and social media, marketing played a very small role in the sales process. Most of the work in landing a customer came from the salesperson. Today's funnel looks more like this. As you can see, the sale actually plays a much smaller role. This is really because consumers have changed the way they purchase products by doing far more research before engaging a salesperson. So instead of chasing down leads like it has traditionally been done in the past, you should be spending your time marketing yourself and your brand. You'll also notice a new level has been added to the funnel: advocacy. This isn't exactly new because we've always had word-of-mouth referrals, but it has such a greater impact these days with the popularity of review websites that it's become a permanent part of the sales funnel. As I said before, your brand advocates are extremely important because they can influence others straight from the awareness level to the action level. Now let's get back to our marketing plan. Hopefully you all remember this from my Digital Marketing 101 presentation. The first step is to set your goals. Ask yourself what you want to accomplish on social media. The list really goes on and on for what your goals can be, but picking one or two will really help you focus your efforts and prevent frustration. I've provided some of the major ones you might want to focus on. If you're just getting started, your goals are probably just going to be adding followers and building brand awareness. Once you've been on there for a while and have a decent following, you'll want to work on generating leads and deepening the relationships you already have with your customers. Then you want to work on getting those referrals by turning your customers into advocates. When coming up with goals, think about why you want to accomplish your goals, when you'll start, and set a deadline. After you have a good feel of social media, set more specific goals such as, by October 1st, I will create a weekly content stream of 5 blog posts, 125 tweets, 5 influencer contacts, and 15 Facebook posts to help increase the awareness of our company through social media. Once you know what you want to accomplish, you can start deciding which networks you need to be on. It's a good idea to claim your own profile on as many networks as you can, but you really only have to be active on a select few. That number is up to you and depends on the time you have to spend on the networks. Remember, even though they're free, social networks and marketing in general do and should take a lot of your time. Social media isn't a magic trick that will instantly change your business. You're going to have to spend time each day producing content, connecting with others, and honing your skills. It's important to make sure you don't take on more than you can handle, so budget your time wisely. As you gain efficiencies over time, you'll be able to add more to the mix to improve your results. So the short answer to this question is only the ones which are relevant to your business and that you have the time to manage. Next, start creating your content. This is how you will grab the potential clients that are in your sales funnel. But don't assume it's easy to produce content for social media. Cute animal photos will only get you so far. Also, different content works well for different sites, so don't assume one piece will work for every site. I answered some of these in the slides before, but ask yourself which type of content works best on each social network. You'll also need to consider how many times per day and at which times per day to post your content for maximum engagement. Do you want your tone to be formal or more friendly and conversational? This goes back to my strategy tips from Digital Marketing 101. You should already know your PAM, persona, audience, and message. And just some getting started tips, I like to tell everyone to start with the 50-30-20 rule when it comes to content. That's 50% of the time you post about industry news and information, 30% of the time you post things that showcase your personality and are more light, and 20% of the time is you actually promoting your business. It's also a good idea to see what is already working for your competitors and other people in your industry. To the right side of the slide is from Digital Marketing 101 and is just a reminder of the type of content you should post on social networks. It should be attractive, engaging, informative, useful, and improve your brand image. Once you're posting to social networks, you can start to build your audience. This can be the hardest and most frustrating part of social media, but the key is to have patience. No, you won't gain 1,000 followers overnight, but if you're a good salesperson and marketer, people will find you. To get started, invite the people you already know to friend or follow you on social networks. Going along with that, be sure to network with others. Follow them, and most of them will follow you back. Definitely announce to everyone that you're active on social media. Include the buttons on your website and in your email signatures. Print them on your business cards and tell your potential clients during your presentations that they can follow you on social media. Don't be afraid to name drop. Tag other companies, carriers, and even your customers in your posts. A good first impression is key. Make sure your information is up to date and have a professional photo. Finally, a good tactic is to host giveaways or contests. People love free stuff. Something good to try might be your restaurant.com gift cards. If you want to target a specific location, spend $25 on a gift card to a local store or restaurant, and then come up with a good contest to earn new fans. Last but not least, you want to analyze your results. Most social networks have analytics tools you can use to keep track of your data, such as the number of followers and which posts receive most interaction. You want to repeat what works well and also decide if you met your goals. If you did, great. If not, that's okay too. Either way, you want to repeat the cycle and create some new goals to achieve. So you've put together a social media strategy and you're working through your marketing plan. That's great. The last thing I want to explain is how your marketing plan affects your social media strategy. So we have our sales funnel here, and I told you that marketing now plays a larger role than it did in the past. Here's how social media works with your sales funnel. The awareness level is achieved through repeat visibility and engagement. The easiest way to do this is to pay for social media advertising. I'll cover this more in depth in a different training session, but I wanted you to be aware that the option is out there. These can really help you build your audience and therefore the awareness of your business. The other way is to cross-promote. Send out emails and flyers letting your current clients know that you're on social networks and ask them to friend you. Include links to your profile on your website and in your email signature. Maybe even put icons on your business cards. Whatever marketing avenues you're already using, just add your social content information to them. This is a good example of cross-promoting from the Container Store. This is an email they send out to their customers asking them to follow the store on social media. It's clean and clear, and each social network has a one-sentence tease about what the customer will get by following that particular account. The interest level is where engagement becomes the most important thing for you to focus on. What should you do to achieve this? Create compelling social media content. Again, it should be informative and relative to the user, something they see value in. Use eye-catching graphics and make it clear what you want them to do with the information. This is called your call to action. If you want your viewer to share, sign up, send a referral, or whatever, make sure that's clear in your post. At this level, you're fostering trust by creating relationships with your followers. Give social users a reason to follow you by continually offering valuable content. Valuable content is what will move your followers to the desire or conversion part of the funnel. This is a critical moment. You want to lure a follower in by giving them something they can't get anywhere else in exchange for their contact information. Offer an ebook, a quote or consultation, a webinar, or some other form of giveaway in exchange for their contact information. Here's an example from the marketing gurus at HubSpot. They posted this to their followers, a tutorial on creating beautiful PowerPoints and some free templates. This link sends the followers to a landing page on their website with more details about the templates and video, as well as a contact form. The user puts in their information to get the free templates, and HubSpot gets their contact information. HubSpot can then follow up with the person by email to see if they need any more help with PowerPoint or just marketing in general. Obviously, this moved the social follower further down the funnel into the action category. This is where you do what you do best: sell. Take advantage of the contact information you just received and start sending the lead more personalized or targeted content. Then schedule that web conference and show them how you can help their situation. Turn this lead into a customer. And now you want to turn your customer into an advocate. Do this by continually posting useful and relevant content. Take advantage of analytics that come with having business accounts on social media. Continue to engage and offer incentives to your followers, and continue to tweak your content and to see what performs best. Having an established, engaging following will make it easier to gauge your social performance to attract new followers. Lastly, I want to review the social media best practices from the Digital Marketing 101 training. You want to set up business accounts that are separate from your personal accounts. If you've watched my Facebook training video, I go into more detail about this, but the gist of it is that your audience that's interested in your personal life isn't the same audience that's interested in your professional life, and vice versa. One of the first things you'll want to do when setting up social accounts is to network with other professionals and businesses. Not only will they help you promote yourself, they'll also give you content ideas that you can use to attract new clients. Listen to what your clients and the industry are saying and jump in on trending topics. Make an effort to find good quality graphics to use on your sites. Again, social networks are becoming way more visual. This is an easy way to catch the attention of clients. Get to know the ins and outs of each network and learn to appreciate them for their unique functionality. There is a unique benefit to each social network out there. Cross-promote your content. Through social media, you can push out links to your website, share promotional information, provide customer service, or even hold a contest. And finally, measure your results. If a particular type of post gets more likes and shares than another, make more of those types of posts. You should also keep track of the number of followers you have and compare the monthly and eventually yearly statistics. And to help you all out, I've added some slides with the resources you need to get started. The major social networks have a lot of helpful resources and guides to get you started. I've included links for Facebook's business pages, the direct link to create a page, some Facebook marketing resources, and a beginner's guide to track your analytics through Facebook Insights. Twitter's how-to guides are easy to follow and thorough. I've got links here to Twitter for Business, Twitter Analytics, and Twitter Advertising. There's also a website called Trends Map, which will show you in real time the trending hashtags and topics by location. Unfortunately, resources for LinkedIn are a lot more scarce, and those for other social networks, even though LinkedIn is growing rapidly and can be really useful for businesses. You'll definitely want to check out LinkedIn's resources, and the guide on Social Media Examiner is really good. Pinterest has the best resources for businesses of any social networks, in my opinion. I've got links to set up a business account and their help center. When searching for content to post or pins to share, I always check out the popular category to see what's trending. Google Plus is an interesting one. Unfortunately, Google is rapidly changing everything with Google Plus. To give you a brief history, Google used to have Google Places, which was for claiming your business's location on Google Maps. Google Local, which was more for advertising than anything, and Google Plus, which is their social network. Google is in the process of merging everything, and if you do things in the wrong order, you'll find yourself with a huge mess that can't be fixed. My advice is this: if you have an actual storefront, claim your listing on Google Maps before you do anything else, like create a Google Plus page for your business. If you don't have one to claim, you can just create your page and you'll be fine. Either way, start at google.com/business. I also recommend signing up for Google Alerts. You can type in any phrase and then get email notifications when that phrase appears across the web. And finally, if you're interested in Google Ads, you'll use AdWords, but I'll cover advertising in another training session. Finally, here are some additional resources. Hootsuite is a great tool to use to keep track of all your social networks at once. You can also post to all of your networks at the same time through Hootsuite. Social Mention is a great website to use to tell you if anyone is talking about a certain name or phrase. Clout is a great way to build your reputation and see the impact you're having on the social media world. Social Media Examiner, Mashable, Sprout Social, Moz, and HubSpot are all digital marketing resources. They have a ton of how-to guides and information to help you take advantage of the digital world. And lastly, not many people have access to Photoshop. Canva and Pixlr are free online image editing websites to help you create eye-catching graphics. So to review, there are a few key points I really want you to take away from today's session. First, content matters, and fresh and valuable content matters most. Don't just post the same stuff that everyone else is posting, and don't repeat the same message over and over and over. Be able to find your audience and talk with them. If you're not communicating, you're not using social media properly. Remember, social media isn't about you, it's about your network, so be sure to listen to them, participate in the conversations, and be yourself. And here's a brief review of what you should know how to do. You should be able to define social media, know the popular social networks and their tools, understand each of the major networks and how they affect your sales funnel, and finally some best practices and resources for more information. If you have any questions for me, you can leave them in the comments below. Thanks!